Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video. I just want to give you a real brief quick update about BTC CPI data, and if before the real data is coming out, we are going to dive in right away. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share the video with your friends if you think that's useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are also in the description. Without further ado, let's start diving in. Yesterday BTC touched again that important support line here at 21,476. That is the top here from the 5th of November. You can see that it nicely comes in as a support. Underneath I had two yellow lines that I also drew out yesterday, 21,150 and 20,685 ish. It's a value area high and a value area low of this trading range. And of course we haven't reached it yet, but I think if we are coming lower, then this will be a nice area where we're probably going to find some support before we make a decisive move. On the upside, we still have the low of the range above us, that is at 22,289, and then we have the value area low of the range, 22,600-ish. If I would pull the volume node all the way here till the end, then this value area low shifts a little bit to 22,500. But I think it is fair to say that we are kind of now leaving the range and creating this smaller range. When the CPI data comes out, I do expect some volatility to come in. We might get a pump up and then a pump down eventually, kind of a heartbeat where we just go sideways again before we make a decisive move. That could be, or if the data is way better than expected, then I expect a big pump up and probably inside of this area, and if else a big pump down to the bottom of this area. So those are kind of the main scenarios that I'm looking out for right now. On the 4 hour, it looks pretty okay. We already had here a big bullish divergence. Yes, we have another wave, but right now it looks a bit like a trigger wave. Money flow is coming up. So you would say just pure on market Cipher B 4 hour, it looks like we are getting a move to the upside. To be honest, I actually expect that the market would just go sideways until the data comes out. Also yesterday we barely had any movement, so it was quite a boring day. And then you see markets wait until the most important data comes out, and then they just really start trading again. On the 1 hour, you can also see that we barely moved up here. This is a bit more than 1%, but it already started from Saturday on, and then you can see that that was kind of all the time that we had the waves here. And yesterday we had one or two good trades. Actually, this was one where you see this candle. You know what, let me zoom in a little bit better. So this was a low that we created, and this was then a SFP that we made. I took this long, but I did not TP it, and then I had my stop loss just in a slight profit, and I got stopped out here. But also this move was just barely anything. We're talking about a little bit more than 0.5%, 0.8%. So you can see that it's just absolutely nothing for crypto, and therefore I'm also saying that everyone is just waiting until the data comes out. Let me zoom out one more time to the 4 hour. Do I have anything else for you here? No, I think that's kind of it. It's a bit of a decision moment. Based on the macro time frames, I would say there might be more room to the downside in, let's say, the next week to come. But if we're just looking here at the 12 hour, let's say we are getting a move to the upside, and I could see this momentum wave curving further back up, and then eventually get that retrace, and that money flow may be a little bit more into the red, and then you have maybe this move to the upside here or here. That actually would be super nice, and that would be my absolute preferred scenario. Could the bottom be in? Absolutely, that could be. But then yeah, it was a little bit of a sneaky low that we made in, and then we're just bouncing higher. The retracement all in all then has not been that big. Also, like I said, in bigger time frames, looks like we do have more room to the upside, but that could be a possibility. Then the CPI data that comes out just in a little bit from now. The consensus is that we are going down again on the inflation, 6.2% from last month. From December's month, 6.5%, and the core inflation also comes down 5.5% from the previous month, 5.7%. One important note I need to make is that they have decided to change their calculation method starting from January 2023. So this data that comes out right now is on a different calculation method than all the other previous data that comes out. With the previous data, they looked at 2 years, 2 consecutive years, and now they're only looking at 1. Gives me a little bit of creeps, because you would say, why would you do in the midst of storm to change this calculation method? They could also just have maybe done it like in 1 or 2 or 3 years from now. To be honest, I always actually already thought it was based on the previous year, but apparently it was on the previous 2 years. So to use this new calculation method makes sense, but on the other hand, like I said, because the inflation is, or just inflation in the broader perspective, it's just such a heavy weight in a day-to-day trading base, economic base, keeps people up at night then thinking, is this the right time to do so? Because it almost feels a little bit like you're changing the calculation method so that you maybe see something that you like more, and therefore you could say, you see, inflation is coming down. So that, like I said, gives me a little bit of creeps that this is a bit of a sensitive timing to do so. Right, then quickly head over to ETH. We already had a bit more of a drop in ETH than we had on BTC. This is on the 1 hour. The white arrows, as you know, those were the liquidity moments and of the liquidity areas, and we already took them out completely, so we can take them off the screen. And we kind of made this channel to the upside. Well, it kind of now looks like we're also making a down channel here on the hourly. If you calculate from this high to this, and then you take a line from here to here, you could say it looks a little bit like a channel. The green line that you see here, right here, is the 38.2 on the FIB retracement, measured from the absolute high that we put in all the way here to the low that we put in December, same low as for BTC. And it looks like that we are kind of reclaiming that level right now, but ETH is a little bit in a vacuum, because if I also draw out a horizontal line right here, then, and let me take out these 2 white lines, that's a little bit more clear, then you can see that we have some support and resistance at and around that level. Here we have it here, and we have it here a few, and now here again, and therefore it looks like we are just trading between these 2 very tight levels, 1511, and then this 38.2 is at 1498. So not super big range. I actually hoping that when the CPI data comes out, it is as expected, and that we are going higher, maybe retesting this value area low, and then eventually go lower. Then you also take out the liquidity here on these highs. That actually would be a super nice trade to take. Also on ETH, I actually think that we have more downside to go, but ETH trades the levels a little bit less accurate than BTC does, and just follows BTC. So although you might see all kinds of bullish divergences like here on the 4 hour for ETH, it doesn't mean that it plays out, because usually BTC follows the S&P 500 and ETH follows BTC. So that's kind of the domino or the train, how this goes. If we are really going down, you could aim for the 0.5 at approximately 1431. We do have a little bit of an order block right here, but since we're then so close anyways, I would then aim for really the golden pocket, 1347 until 1365. That will be my main target. I will definitely be looking for longs there, because you can also see it comes out here with this top and this order block. So I would see that as a range. I will definitely be looking for longs in that area, but that's still quite a drop, a bit more than 10%. So probably not something you will get today. Like I said, I will be careful with trading. Matter of fact, I will probably not put in any new trade, since my trade got stopped out yesterday into a slight profit, if and only if we are getting a very clean retracement to this area for BTC. So the golden pocket retracement of this recent move at approximately 21,555. Then I will take it if I also see, let's say, a bullish divergence on the 5 minute, 10 minute, 12 minute. Other than that, I will probably refrain from trading just until the data comes out, because these moments or these events are usually just huge shakeouts with moves to the upside and downside in a matter of seconds or a matter of minutes, and you absolutely will get chopped up if you try to catch every long or every short during this period of time. Alright guys, that will be it for now. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share the video with your friends who think that's useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, links in the description. See you guys very soon again in the next one. Bye bye.